So sneezing, itchy eyes, throat clearing, increased snoring, those are just a few of the symptoms you may start to experience during allergy season that can actually disrupt your sleep. Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Funke-Afolabi-Brown. And so in this episode, I'm going to be talking about healthy sleep tips that can help you during the allergy season. Because one thing is sure, you may have noticed over the last few weeks or few days or months that you're really starting to have more allergy type symptoms if you're someone who has seasonal allergies. And this can actually disrupt your sleep significantly. So I have some strategies for you that I think will really help you or help your child who might be struggling with seasonal allergies and sleep issues. So the first thing is, what are the kind of symptoms that might be going on that can get in your way of good sleep? A few of them is just the nasal congestion. So the other night, I woke up in the middle of the night. I felt really uncomfortable. There was this itchy discomfort I had at the back of my throat, and my nose felt stuffy, right? And I knew I didn't have a cold. So it was from seasonal allergies. And I realized I had not taken my antihistamine, which I tend to do around the spring allergy season. So nasal congestion definitely will cause difficulties with breathing through your nose. It can actually cause you to have more mouth breathing. Another thing that can happen is you may notice that either you or your family member is snoring more because of nasal congestion. And actually, allergic rhinitis or those seasonal allergies that cause those nasal symptoms can lead to symptoms of sleep apnea. And if there is sleep apnea present already, it might actually worsen it. And so this is something that can actually disrupt your sleep, make it hard for you to sleep well, and make it hard for your sleep to be restful. The second is itchy and watery eyes. And that's something that you may start to notice, that your eyes may feel uncomfortable, they may feel dry around this time, and that can cause you also to wake up during the course of the night. And then the third is sneezing and coughing. And that's something that we tend to see very frequently. And that can be disruptive for sleep. And just overall restlessness, right? Allergy symptoms combining now itchiness, nasal or eye itchiness, discomfort, congestion. It can make you toss and turn at night and makes it hard for you to be comfortable so that you can get the restful sleep you need. So what tips can we put in place to help with these symptoms? There are a few that I would recommend. The first to start is keep your doors and your windows closed as much as possible. Because if you're leaving your windows open and leaving the doors open, even though the weather might be getting a little bit warmer, what you're doing is you're inviting those allergens into your home. So the best thing is you want to keep the allergens out, the mold spores, the pollen, whatever it is that's contributing to your symptoms, you want to keep them out. Number two, I recommend, especially if what we're trying to do is ensure that we get good sleep, even during the allergy season, is make sure that you shower before bed. And that's one of my favorite bedtime routine steps anyway. So guess what? It has health benefits in terms of decreasing the allergy load, washing that pollen away that you may have gotten on your body over the course of the day. That's a great part of the routine. You're going to feel clean and it's going to hopefully help your sleep. Number three, try to keep your furniture as dust-free as possible. So this is really incredible. People are often so surprised by how much, dust collects in corners, on books, and, on the drapery or on upholstered furniture in the bedroom. So really trying to make sure that you do some, either have some, some ways by which you're eliminating the dust, where you're cleaning frequently, those kind of things, and avoiding dust collectors. What are dust collectors? Things like stuffed animals, things like, those covers that may end up accumulating dust. Those are things that you want to try to avoid. Number four is change your laundry routine. So if you're someone, say, you tend to do your laundry either later in the day or at the end of the week, you may want to consider, if you feel like you have a lot of especially those days where there's a lot of high pollen count, instead of bringing those clothes into your bedroom, you might actually want to leave them either in the mudroom or leave them in the laundry or throw them in the washer, because that way you're not bringing all that pollen, you're not bringing all those allergens into your room. And then also, if you're someone that hangs your clothes outside, you do want to avoid doing that over the allergy season, because that way you're bringing, if you do that, you're probably bringing the allergens into the house. Then number 5, if you have a pet, I know our pets are so cute. My daughter has a bunny. That's all we got. You do want to be careful about allowing your pets into your bedroom, because pet hair dander, um, pets saliva, they have so many things that shed allergens, right? And that can impact your sleep. So you want to give them a comfy bed, maybe outside of the room, or have them in their crate for the night, so that you are not bringing that into the bedroom. Especially if they're on the bed with you, you may notice that you're sneezing more frequently and you're having a harder time. I had, one of my clients who just had horrible allergies. We had done everything, and it turns out she had a cat that loved to sleep at the top of her head every night. So we eventually drilled it down. She was able to have the cat stay outside, and her symptoms improved and her sleep improved as well. So you just never know. Then number 6, what I recommend, again, this would be in consultation with your doctor, is that you take allergy medications at night. Consider taking allergy medications at night. If you take your allergy medications either during the day, it may be better if you take it at night, because sometimes you may not get that 24-hour effect. And so that effect of the allergy medications may start to wear down, say at night, right? When you really need it. So if you switch things around, that actually might be beneficial for you. And so what are the types of allergy medications? The most common ones we hear about a lot is the antihistamine groups, right? So that's things like Benadryl and cetirizine or Zyrtec or Claritin. I'm not affiliated with any of these, but they tend to help. One thing is many of them actually have that drowsy side effect. So if you're someone who's already looking for a way to fall asleep quickly, I do not recommend using, antihistamines to fall asleep, but then you do have that drowsy side effect, which may be beneficial. And you have to be careful as well. If you notice that it's giving you just daytime grogginess, that's also another sign that you probably should be using it before bed. So antihistamine is one medication you want to do. Maybe move it at night, especially if you're having a lot of issues with sleep. Another medication that we use for treatment of allergies are nasal steroids. And what that does is it really just decreases the inflammation in your nasal pathways and makes it easier for you to breathe. It tends to be very effective. Decongestants are also a type of allergy medication that people use pretty frequently. I tend to be cautious about using that at night because it contains things like Sudafed. And so all those things you have to be careful that it doesn't contain things like, Sudafed or caffeine or things like that may end up making you more alert at night. So if it contains things like that, you may actually want to take it in the morning. And then number 7, in terms of how to optimize your sleep during allergy season, you may want to get an air purifier. So if you've done all those things I've talked about, you're already on the medicine, you're already taking the precautions to decrease the allergy burden in your room, you may consider an air purifier. It's actually an investment that might be worth it. And what that does do is that it literally purifies or filters the air. In some cases, up to 99% of things like dust, mold, bacteria, and other airborne particles. So really does help in those situations where you're starting to struggle. And then finally, of course, is speak with your doctor. You might be a candidate for immunotherapy, which is another way by which allergy symptoms are treated, where you're getting shots either weekly or bi-weekly. So that may be something to consider. And also, if you're using any medications, I recommend that you see your physician. And finally, if, for instance, you notice that your sleep is getting worse and you've done all these other things, that's a time to reach out to your physician, because you want to make sure that there's no underlying medical sleep problem that's going on that's making your symptoms worse. So I hope this has been helpful. If you have allergies, your sleep does not have to be crappy. Just watch this video. This might be something you want to save, because especially with the season change, the tips I provided today will be very helpful. This is definitely something that you do want to share with someone in your family or people in your community who may be struggling with allergy symptoms. So if this video was helpful, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get those numbers up to really reach out to as many people as possible. I would like it if you give it a thumbs up, and then write a comment in the chat for me, or put a comment in the comment section and let me know how this is going. And until next time, I hope you rest well.